In this video, I'm going to step you through how to import in the first-person Unity asset so that we can have a camera that walks around like a first-person player that you might see in another video game. So I'm going to start with my project open and ready to go. And I'm going to go to the Unity Asset Store. And if you've never visited the Unity Asset Store, you're not quite sure where it is, one of the easier ways to find it is to go to Window and choose Asset Store. This will allow you to click on this button to open up a web browser to the location of it. So I actually don't need this anymore. Let me close that tab and just look at this. So the web Unity Asset Store is a website. You do need to make sure that you're logged into your Unity account here, or else it's not going to be able to talk back to your Unity project correctly to import this. So I'm going to search for a let's see. So it's a first person camera, and it should come up pretty easy. Let's see. If first person doesn't work, you could type in the full name of it's the starter assets. And if you locate it down here, it's this first person starter asset. I would like to point out that there is also a third person one. So if you were trying to make a game in the future that you needed a third person camera, you could work with this one. Make sure that you're not accidentally importing the standard assets. This is old, it's depreciated, doesn't work very well. We're looking for this starter asset one right here, this first person one. So I'm going to click on it, and I've already put it into my stuff, so mine might look a little bit different than yours. So there's probably going to be one where it's like a purchase or buy or something like that, and it is free, so just go ahead and do that. And once you have that done, we can click this Open in Unity and choose Open Unity Editor, and it will pop back over to your project and pull open your package manager. So we do need to find our asset in here. Make sure that your package manager, where it says packages right here, that it's put onto my assets. I probably have more than you, so if this looks a little bit different than yours, don't worry about it. What we're looking for is this starter assets first person character right here. So we're going to select that, then over here, most likely your button's going to say download, not import. So click download, and then we're going to click, after it's done downloading, click to import. You have to do both. It's going to pop open a import Unity package dialog box. Now we don't need all of this stuff. There's a lot of extra things in here, and if you do want to kind of import it all into a different project and kind of explore around with what they have, that's fine. But we just kind of want to make sure we're importing in that first person character controller that works. So I would keep all this editor stuff. That's really handy to make sure that it's importing in correctly. We can uncheck environments, but make sure that you recheck this gray blue underscore matte, this material right here, because our character controller needs that on it. But we don't need any of this other stuff at all. So just unclick environments and then re-click on gray blue underscore matte. So I'm going to close that up. We're going to keep everything inside of first person controller. We're going to keep the input system. We do not need any of this mobile stuff, so we can uncheck mobile. And let's see, I would keep the rest of that stuff just in case. That looks good. And then we can click import. It's going to take a few minutes depending on the quality of your computer, as it's going to import all that stuff and redo all your scripts. You should most likely get this warning box that pops up that says that the project is using the new input system package, but the native platform backend for the new input systems are not enabled in the player settings. Do you want to enable the backends? doing so, we'll restart the editor and we'll disable the old Unity engine.input.apis. And this is correct. Yes, we do want to do that because we do want to use the one associated with this first person. So it's going to take another few moments and it's going to reboot Unity. So just give it a moment. And now when it opens up, we'll have the ability to work with that first person controller. So what we can do, in my scene, I'm going to right click. I'm going to create a 3D object of a plane. And I am going to make sure I delete out the main camera in this sample scene because we're going to put in a different camera. To locate that, it's going to be under first person controller, prefabs, and the one that we're looking for is this nested parent underscore unpack. I'm just going to drop that in. So once that's in there, if I hit play, I should be able to move around my scene. So I can look with my mouse, I can move back and forth with WASD, and the spacebar does jump. So we do want to double check that this is working correctly, and it does look like it's working right. So one thing that might happen is if we look in here, you might see some errors with these missing ones. We don't need this UI event system that's right here. This one, because this has to do with that mobile stuff, so don't worry about that if you do see missing stuff. We can just kind of ignore that. The big thing that we're trying to make sure works is just that we can now move around our scene. So the last thing I did want to cover in this video is how to import in a Unity package so that we can keep going, get our first scene set up for the project. So make sure that you download the environment art Unity package off Blackboard, and then we can come over here to import it in. So I'm going to right click, choose import package, custom package, and I'm going to locate where I downloaded that Unity package and click open. It has everything selected, and we do want to make sure we're importing in everything. I'm going to click import. And it will give us a new folder in our assets called environment art. So we should just be able to bring this now into our project. Locate this farm environment prefab asset and just drop it in to our hierarchy. And we can go ahead and delete that plane that we created just to test out our camera. And now if we hit play, might take a moment, we should be able to move around our environment. And we have our farm environment ready to go to continue on with now coding out our game.